Hey guys, welcome back to Cocky Gachas, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys how to maximize your Labyrinth rewards so that you are able to get that Angel unit, Adrian, as soon as possible. Let's dive right in. So first thing I'll be showing you guys where to get this Angel unit, which is in the shop itself. It's in the Labyrinth shop, so you can see it costs you 60,000 Labyrinth coins, and right now I only have 3,180. And to be honest, I'm not sure if this is going to refresh into the Demon unit, but I do think that this is going to stay, and the Arena shop is going to give you the Demon unit Ayame, right? So yeah, so this will probably stay for next month also. If you can't get enough coins for this month, don't worry, save up coins, you'll be able to get it next month. But what you need to know is that every single Labyrinth run, you're not going to get the same amount of coins, and that is why you need to watch this video in depth to see all the tips and tricks so that you can get the maximum amount of coins to get your Angel unit as soon as possible. This is where you can find the Dimensional Labyrinth. It's under the Adventure Dungeon tab, right? So right here, when you go in, you can see there are different stages, and I've already cleared up to stage 2. So how this works is that the first time you clear the Labyrinth, you can only clear stage 1, and once you finish stage 1, you clear it. The next reset, in 2 days time, you can clear the next difficulty, which is stage 2, and then once you finish stage 2, it will unlock stage 3. And with the first stage itself, there's only the normal difficulty, but with the stage 2, it comes elite difficulty, right? And then also there is a stage 3 which comes with the hero difficulty. So what I would suggest is that you definitely do the highest difficulty, and honestly, I did the elite difficulty with little difficulty, so I think it's quite good for you guys to get the elite difficulty, and then subsequently, of course, go for hero difficulty if you can, right? Because the higher difficulty is going to reward you more Labyrinth coins. So once you enter the dungeon, you're going to see a couple different things in the dungeon, right? Namely, you're going to see monsters, treasure chests, you're going to see gate-looking things, right? There's a well, there's a statue, there's a blacksmith, there's a merchant, right? And what this thing does is that the monsters, they are both the small monster and the big monster. The small monster gives you 60 coins, the big monster gives you 120 coins. The treasure chest gives a fixed 120 coins, and then there is the gate looking thing which allows you to temporarily borrow a unit to use for this Labyrinth run. And also there is the well that heals you, the statue that revives dead units, and then there's a blacksmith that enhances your treasures, and also the merchant, which I'm not sure what it does, but it's not important because my strategy for the dungeon or Labyrinth itself is very simple. You want to avoid everything that doesn't give you coins, right, as much as possible. So you only go for monsters, preferably big monsters, and only treasure chests. So optimally, you want to go for the big monsters over the treasure chests because they both give 120 coins, but what monster does is that the monsters give you treasures. So this treasures is what equipment you can use for this run itself. So different Labyrinth run, you would have access to different set of treasures, and this would help to power your team. So if your team is not strong enough, with the help of treasures, you are definitely able to clear the Labyrinth run with ease. With that said, you do need to plan ahead to know what path you're going to take to the boss itself, right? So the one way you can do is, one thing, you can visually see what is in front of you, the two choices, the two grids in front of you. Once you step past the bridge, you cannot move back, so do not step past the bridge unnecessarily. Make the step plan ahead first, then step into the correct grid. And another thing you can do is to open up the map, and the map itself will show you the path. Unfortunately, the map doesn't show you the small monsters versus big monsters. That you have to visually see which ones are big, which ones are small. So with that itself, though, you can plan the path to avoid all those blacksmiths, any path that will lead to blacksmiths, right? Try to avoid them, blacksmiths, well, statue, merchants, whatever that is. So avoid them, and you'll get the maximum amount of coins based on the planning stage itself. Now, once you have your path planned out, you might be thinking, hey, I'm going to fight monsters and I have to pick treasures. What do I pick? Unfortunately, at this point in time, I have limited information about all the treasures. I cannot give you guys a tier list, but what I've experienced myself is that I try to pick a balance of offensive and defensive treasures, and also you have to pick according to your team composition, right? If your team have a lot of humans or a lot of fairies, then pick relics or treasures that suit that trait itself, the race itself, or the stats. Certain one only buffs like strength units, dex units, intel units. So definitely choose the treasures with offensive and defensive capabilities, and I'm sure you will do just fine. Now, one last tip that is extremely important is that you need to understand that the Labyrinth is a continuous run, so you are not able to restore your HP to full after every single battle. Instead, your gauge and the units that suffer damage, right, after the battle, they will still suffer the same amount of damage. They'll start with that amount of HP during the next fight, and also start with that gauge. So naturally you would know that you don't want to have your units faint in battle, your key units in your team, right? You don't want them to faint in battle, so you try to end with all 5 units alive. And also what I did was that I have the gauge fill up to full usually by the end of the battle, and then the next battle I'll start by spamming the ultimate, and then once I use the ultimate at the end of the battle, naturally my gauge will be full again. And also I can turn off the auto function, right, so that it will not use their main skills also towards the end of battle when the own enemy is left with like 1 or 2 units. You want to conserve it for the next battle. Unfortunately, there are times that you are going to lose units, right? If your team is not good enough, you're going to lose units. But what happens? Do you lose that unit forever? No, right? You can revive them, but I would not suggest that, because like I said, I want maximum amount of coins. What I suggest is that once you lose one single unit, right, just quit or retreat the battle. You are going to start on the same grid, and then the battle will be restarted. You would still have the same amount of gauge and the HP bar, and your units will not have fainted. But do not wait until you win the battle, right? Once the final hit is done, you can no longer retreat from the battle, so that fainted unit would be permanently fainted for that labyrinth run, so that you definitely want to avoid. And that's about it for all the tips I have for the dimensional labyrinths to maximize your coins so that you can get your angel unit or whatever unit you want from the labyrinth shop as fast as possible. Also, if you're having trouble with your team, definitely check out this video over here where I touch on the meta teams. This is Corky Gachas signing off.